Hello students. So let us begin going through the corrections of the diagnostic test. So this is the first question. We are told to round off the value of 123.45678 to the nearest whole number. Now, to the nearest whole number, what we do is we look at the numbers just before the decimals point, which gives us 123. The number immediately after it is 4. Therefore, we round down. So the final result, this is 123. 3 decimal places. This time round, we look at the 3 decimal places. Now, the next value over here is 7. Therefore, we have to round up. The final result, 123.457. Next question. Write down all multiples of 19 between 30 and 70. So the multiples of 19 are 19, 38, 57, right? And the next one is actually greater than 17, right? The next one, 19 plus 57 is, well, let's punch it into the calculator. Right, where's my calculator? Right there. Okay, so 19 plus 57 is 76. So the next one is 76. So when we observe this, we realize we only want this value and this value, right? So 19 is less than 30, 76 is more than 70. Therefore, the answer we want is 38 and 57. The next question. The length of each side of a cube is 10 meters. If the length of each side is decreased by 18%, calculate the decrease in volume of the cube as a percentage of the original volume. So what needs to be done here is, first of all, we need to figure out, right, what is the decrease in the volume of the cube. As we know, volume of the cube is actually 10 to the power of 3. Therefore, the decrease, right, the decrease, oops, let me go back. The decrease in volume of the cube, right, is actually equals to the volume of the cube, which is 10 to the power of 3, minus, now over here, it will be 10 times 82%. Why 82%? Because it decreases by 18%. So if it decreases by 18%, each length is actually 82% of the original, right? So to the power 3. So from here, we work it out. This is 10 to the power 3 minus 551.368, which gives us 448.632 meters cubed. But that's not the final solution, because this is actually the amount of the volume that decreases. What the question wants is to express it as a percentage. Therefore, the percentage decrease is actually equals to the decrease, which is 448.632, over the original volume, which is 10 to the power 3, times 100%. So when we work this one out, you should get 44.86 excuse me, 32%. So it's 44.8632%. That's our solution for question 3. Moving on to question 4. Now this question, this says evaluate, okay, this expression over here, without the use of the calculator, show your working clearly. So what does without the use of calculator actually implies? It implies that we should not skip any steps. Now it's also a bad habit that I would say that sometimes we want to break up the working into small parts. Now we can do that on our own. However, when we want to actually present everything in a proper presentation to communicate the operations on fraction, we should actually do them in a single column. What does it mean? Let me demonstrate. So what we have here is let's write out the question first. 3/4 minus 1/6, right? Divide by 1 1/3 times 4/5. So what we want to do is we want to list them all in a single column like this, right? So the first thing we do is we want to subtract one fraction from another. We need to make the denominator common. So that will give us 9/12 minus 2/12 divide. Now 1 1/3, we can actually write it as 4/3, right? That will make our multiplication later easier. Okay, times 4/5. From here, what happened is the round bracket portion, now that the denominator is common, we subtract it, is 7/12. Okay, we can keep it in the round bracket if you want to see the progression properly. Now, divide by 4/3 is actually multiplication, right, times 3/4. You need to show all these steps. Do not skip any step, right? If you skip steps, sometimes when I'm correcting your work, you will see me write the I'll write the ESM on your scripts when I'm marking it. What it stands for means essential steps missing. That means some of your steps that is required to be shown is missing. And because of that, I will not be able to give you full credit, right? So continuing, this will end up as 7/16 times 4/5. And the final result, 7/20. There we go, right? So important, do not skip any step, show every step of the way. And second, do not break them up and have your working or your calculations all over the space. It is very untidy. So I think it's also a good habit to start from the beginning, form the good habit of presenting your work as neatly as you can. All right. Now the next question, question 5. This question, most of you is able to do it correctly. So I have no issue here. But let's also take a look at the correct solution. We want to arrange from the coldest country, right, to the least cold country. So the order should go, right? Sweden, Canada, next one will be the Netherlands, followed by Peru, and finally the warmest country in this list is Egypt. Right? Okay, next, they want us to find the largest temperature difference among the 5 countries. So part B, the largest temperature difference. Okay, let me improve the handwriting a little. Difference is equals to 37 degrees, right, minus -13, which gives us 50. So that's 50. But see, if the temperature in Canada increases by 13 degrees Celsius, what will the temperature be? So the temperature in Canada will be equals to -6 plus, right, 13, which will result in 7 degrees Celsius, right? I should write the units here as well. So 7 degrees Celsius. Well, I hope you have been successful. Let's move on to the next question. Now, the next question, we have Caitlin, a new employee, right? She have a packages of her work here, either using the rate A or rate B, right? So in part A, they say she works for 45 hours, find her pay under rate B. So how do we do this? Well, part A, okay, her pay under rate B, right? this will be equals to, let's take a look. Rate B for the first 30 hours is $15 per hour. Therefore, the first 30 hours times $15. Right, this is the first part. And then for the next subsequent hours, right, is $13 per hour. So you will add this. Now, what happened is we have already calculated the first 30 hours. Therefore, if she worked 45 hours, the remaining number of hours is 15. And for these 15 hours, she's paid $13. So you work this out. She's paid $645 for that. Right? So that's the solution for part A. So you can write it down. Part A, 645. Now the second part B, they says, if she works under rate A, she thinks it might be a better choice. Well, do we agree and explain, right? So let's calculate. Her pay under rate A is equals to, well, this time round, 30 hours times $13 plus the remainder 15 hours times $15. And this works out to be 615. Now at this point, I see some students just say that you disagree because, you just say disagree, rate B is better. But you need to actually explain why rate B is better. Or you just say that, oh, rate B gives you $645, rate A gives you $615, so rate B better. But why? You did not actually explain. You just actually list out the facts and expect people to actually know what's really going on. What's really going on is that there is a difference in the amount of pay, and you need to explicitly say that in your explanation. So in here, you should write difference, right, is equals to 645 minus 615 to obtain $30. Now, with this information, in your explanation over here, you will be able to say no, right? You disagree, right? You will say rate B is a better choice. And then you cannot stop here, right? You must say why it is a bit better choice. So it's better choice because it pays $30 more. So have this information. You cannot just say it is a better choice or the amount and stop there. You need to say why it is a better choice. And the reason why it's a better choice is because rate B pays $30 more. So you need to say that, all right? Okay, next question. So this one, right, you have a diagram shows the cross-sectional of a swimming pool. The pool is 25 meters long. So this is actually the side view of the pool, right? This area, one side of the pool is deeper, the other side is more shallow, 1 meter compared to 2 meters. So the deep end, 2 meters deep, and the other side is 1 meters deep. So here we have a shape called a trapezium. So water enters the pool, right? So you need to fill out the pool with water at a constant rate. So it's empty and then slowly fill it up. To fill out the pool takes 3 hours. So the first part of the question, they ask us to find the area. Okay, so we can do this. Now, the area, there is actually a formula to calculate the area of a trapezium, which is what this shape is. However, okay, I know that those of you taking this particular quiz, diagnostic test, is actually Sec 1. You have not actually learned the official formula. So if you know the formula and you use it, it's fine. But if you have not used the formula, there is another method to very quickly find the area. And let me change the color of my pen. What I can do is I can actually break up this shape into 2 triangles, right? So let me just draw it. So if I break up this shape into 2 triangles, I have a triangle A here and triangle B here. So I can just find the area of triangle A and area of triangle B and add them up together. That will give me the area of the entire shape as well, right? So what I can do, part A, okay, so you saw the diagram. So let's see if I not space here. Area of cross section is equals to half times 1, which is the base of triangle A, times height, right? Area of triangle is half times base times height, plus area of triangle B is half. This time round the base is 2 times height, 25. So you work this one out, you should get 37.5, and the units is meter square, right? So we have found the area of the shape, right? The cross section. Part B, they want us to find the time taken to fill the pool to a depth of 1 meter at the deep end. So let me change the color of my pen so you can see. What's happening now is if I were to fill up to 1 meter, which is here, right? Let me change this. Blue for water, right? This is the part. I want to fill up this part with water. Okay, so basically, what we need to do is, if we just use the idea of proportionality, okay, the area of the blue part over the area of the cross section will give us the ratio of the water needed to fill, right? And it is proportional to the time taken for the water to fill in, because they say that the water comes in uniformly. Therefore, part B, time taken, right, will be equals to, well, the area of the blue portion is half times 1 times 25, right? Because this portion here is 1 meter, okay? Over the area of the entire cross section, which is 37.5. So this is the ratio, and it will correspond to the ratio of the time taken. So if I multiply by 3 hours, this will give me 1 hour, right? So that means that the final solution here, I can write down 37.5, 1 hour. Okay? Well, finally, let's move on to the bonus question. So for those who have attempted, this is a question. Why is it called bonus question? You will learn how to do this. However, this is a topic that I will probably teach you after you have taken this diagnostic test, which is why I put it as a bonus question for those who actually learn ahead. To solve this question, we need to employ this technique called the lowest common multiple, right? So what happened is for W, right? For W, we have 3 seconds, every 3 seconds, right? For what X, we have every 10 seconds, and for Y, we have every 16 seconds. Now, what happened is if we break down 3, 3 can only be 3, because why? 3 is a prime number, but 10 is actually 2 times 5, and 16 is actually 2 to the power of 4. So what we observe is that, okay, in order to find the time where it pulses together again, the amount of time taken have to be have to be a multiple of 3, right? If not, W will not be pulsing. It has to be a multiple of 5. If not, X will not be pulsing, right? And it has to be the multiple of 2 to the power of 4. So the thing is, if it's every 2 to the power of 4, when Y pulses, 2 also pulses in X. So this 2, I can actually safely ignore it for these purposes. So what happened? We take this, then therefore the common time, right? The common time, which we call the LCM, is equals to 3 times 5 times 2 to the power of 4, which gives us 240 seconds, right? So 240 seconds later, they will pulse together. And if we want to convert it to minutes, this is actually 4 minutes, right? 4 minutes. Therefore, okay, 4 minutes after 2 p.m., this represents 2 p.m., is, well, 2:04, right? And that is the solution to this bonus question. Now, if this bonus question confuses you for the time being, do not worry. I will actually explain similar type of question and the concept of LCM very shortly, because it's coming up in your syllabus soon. Alright, with that, I hope you are successful with the diagnostic test. If you find any other questions difficult, let's do your correction first. Don't panic, right? We learn from our corrections. So do your corrections. Then after that, we can do the reflection. And from the reflection, that's where you understand which type of question you need to actually revise again, so that you are more prepared for the rest of the year and your learning. Okay, with that, have a nice day.